Well, here we are again, guys. Let me know if you're on the group with me. And yeah, it's time. If you haven't been on before with the group, I should just say I'm Adrian Salisbury and welcome to this. Really enjoyed that people have been getting involved in these competitions, having a lot of fun with it. Who thought we could get this kind of community going? I think we've got, let me have a look, 13 entries this week. Now there are still, while people are coming in, let me just say this, I'm thinking of people watching this on the replay. There are still guys who you're posting elsewhere, and I realise that it might not be totally obvious for everyone, but what I'm trying to do is, rather than just having photos all over this place, for me, it's way easier if we can just keep ourselves in one thread. So where you've seen up this week, there's one. If you typed in macro, for instance, you're going to see that picture that I put up in Facebook with macro and then all the comments below it. So what I'm asking you to do is take your photo and go to that thread where it says macro at the top, look at the comments and then go to comment. And you can add a photo, and that's where I want you to add your photo, not just anywhere else on the site, else I'm not going to pick it up. And I need to stay tough on this. And bless you, Mary, I know you're family, but I'm a bit of tough love here. I'm afraid I can't take your photo unless it's in that thread. So I'm sure you understand that. Ashley's here, brilliant. Sarah said she can't make it. Not a problem at all. Ashley, you're going to like next week's theme, mate, or this week's theme, however you want to put it. Adrian's here, brilliant. Didn't have time to sort a photo. Do you know what, Adrian? I'm exactly the same. I mean, I know I'm not entering the competition anyway, but look, just to prove, I've got loads of little photos of snails on here that I didn't actually get out to enter in. So I did take part, I did have a go at it, but stupidly everything else took over. It's been quite a big week for me as you know, I do my video stuff, and Rachel, as of last weekend, is now joining me in the business, which has been brilliant, but it's been very hands-on. We're really kind of working closely together and I'm just showing her the ropes really. So I haven't had a chance to go out and play with my camera. Forgive me. Wayne, I did make me laugh, Wayne, when he was posting it the other day saying that he got stuck in the garden and wasn't allowed to go out and play. We felt your pain, mate. I'm sure you'll be here soon. So who's here at the minute? I've got 2 people in, Adrian and Ashley. Is that it? Nobody else going to show up. I know the time's it's probably a bit early in the day for a lot of you, certainly in the UK, to turn up to. But it just sort of fits in for me, if that's all right. So, and I fully expect that people catch this on the replay anyway. But I'm just going to wait on a couple of minutes and then we'll review through and let's have a look at the photos that were entered this week. But yeah, how are you getting on, guys? Are you having a good week so far? I'm a bit blue on here today. I think I'm trying to turn my brightness on my monitor down and it's kicking a lot of kind of blue light into me, but never mind. So yeah, 4 eyes on now. Who else has just joined us? Let's see. Shout out, let me know who's here. And we'll get on 3. Oh, somebody didn't want to hang around. Never mind. I'll let you off. Right, okay, so why don't we have a go at this? So I'm just going to run through, again, if you haven't been here, if you haven't seen this before, I'm conscious that most of people will be watching this in the replay and just seeing what's going on. So the idea is that every week I'm setting a different theme for you, a different challenge, and you've got a week. So here on Thursday till next Thursday, you can go out and capture something that fits in with that theme. So we've done water and we've just been doing macro. And you're going to see these photos here that people have been sending in, and we're going to go through and we're picking up a winner. And the idea is that the winner gets to have their photo on the top of the banner and gets to stay there for the week. So, yeah, brilliant. Adrian, 5 days in Cuba. Oh, mate. Sorry, 5 days until Cuba. Oh, wow. Oh, well, I didn't get your photo in just before then. Right, anyway, let's jump into this. Keep the comments coming. I'll jump back as we go. So these are in the order that I saw them on the in the post in here in the thread. Mary's in. Brilliant. Hi, Mary. I don't know if you heard me earlier, Mary. I was just saying I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to take your entry. It's got to be in this thread that we were doing for macro, but hopefully I've explained it a little bit if you watch this back, just to explain that, you know, where we've got the theme for this week. If under the comments below that, like you've just put a comment in here, click the little photo symbol and upload your photo to that. It just means that rather than me hunting around trying to decide if these were entries for the competition or not, I know that everyone in this thread, all the photos are in there, are ones that are being entered. So, right, let's get started anyway. So Tony was the first one that I saw entered in. So well done, Tony. Love this photo. I'm trying to work out if there's a flash being used because the leaves and that are quite dark around it, but perfectly in focus in the middle of the flower there. Looks really nice. Well done. So there's our first macro photo in. Isabel Brown is second up with some cuckoo spit. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? Let me zoom. Will it let me zoom in? It should let me zoom in. Don't worry, can't zoom in. Yeah, again, really sharp, well focused, nice, tight. You know, we've got that blurry background going on really quickly there. So really well done there. Lovely photo again. Try not to give too much away as I go. Alistair joined this week. Look at this. I love Alistair's photos. Mate, you are so talented. It's a pleasure having you in the group here. And yeah, I know there's a lot of detail, a lot of work gone into this. I think you said it was 13 images that are stacked together there. So for those of you that don't understand this concept, what is going on is Alistair is taking photos at a very slight difference in focus and then layering them together, because actually you wouldn't normally get this much in focus at what he's shooting. So that's the idea behind it. And yeah, does a stunning job. I love that. I love the other one you put up as well, of that little bug the other day. Yeah, cracking shot. Then what have we got? Wayne's up next. Is Wayne on the call today, or is he still gardening? There's Wayne's photo. Love that. And actually what I really like about this one is the angle that it's, I'm assuming he's got under this. He's gone to the trouble of getting down underneath this butterfly, and he's looking up towards the sky there. Got some of the detail in the background. Yeah, really nicely taken. A lot of thought gone into that. Ashley, look at this one of his clock. I hope you didn't have to take the thing apart, mate, to get this. But yeah, what a cracker. Look at that. Beautiful detail. Loads of it in focus there. And a great idea, I have to say. That's Ashley. Linda, number 6. Well done, Linda, to this one. So again, that's not been naturally done in the garden, has it? I don't know if that's indoors that you've taken that and just lit up the flower and to deliberately darken out that background. Looks really nice. It really stands out. The yellow on that black does a great job. Rachel's up with this little curled up caterpillar that looks, is that one of these hairy ones that you're not supposed to touch because they itch you? Yeah, well done. A good shot there as you're heading around. Sandra freaked me out with this one. Look at that eye looking back at me. And what I'm loving as well, guys, is that you're not only putting these images up, but you're putting several up and then going, which one should I choose from? And that to me is part of the fun. That's part of the challenge of this, is which image should you choose? And by all means, post them up. Let people chip in and have some input on that for you as well. Sorry, I missed. This is John Summerfield's photo of a dandelion there. Really nice. Extremely shallow depth of field. Everything else very quickly blurred out there. I didn't have a look at the details. I'm guessing that's a prime lens shot that. It looks like it's pretty natural to me. So yeah, and I love the game that you've thought to turn it into black and white. Kerry, first time entry. Forgive me if others have put in for the first time and I haven't spotted. Kerry, I'm guessing this is one of your children. Great idea, great photo, getting a nice tight shot like that. Yeah, really cool. And I'm assuming you've put this vignette around the background here just to blacken out, darken out the rim of it. So again, some thought gone into that. Well done. Chris Helen. I really like this one because, you know, I've been out trying to photograph snails myself and you're like, what can I do to make it look a bit different? So well done for that. That's very cleverly been shot. I'm not quite sure where you had to bring the snail to photograph it to get that, but yeah, what a great idea to think, you know, do it as a silhouette, put some light behind. I'm assuming that's the case and it wasn't just crawling over the arm of your sofa while you're watching TV. Right, Mike Hart. I really like this one. Got some onions going on there. I don't know whether there's, you know, whether they happen to be there and it's done or whether that's been put there and set. But either way, I think that's a really nice shot. And again, Mike, did you enter last week? I'm not sure. So welcome if not. And finally, number 13, Sarah, who, was it Sarah that just said she can't be on here? Sarah's coming up next. And here she is again with a butterfly on the end of a leaf, beautifully sharp on the leaf there, quite quickly blurring out. So yeah, a nice effect there. If you'd have whistled to me, he'd have turned around and smiled at you, I reckon. But well done, Sarah. So there we go. There's our 13 entries. And how do I pick a winner? You know, it's very hard. There are people of all different abilities that are in this group. And as I said right at the start when we were doing this, I'm not just picking out the technically, you know, the best technical photo. Because people are going to give up and go, well, I'm not joining this. So it's a compromise for me. I want to try and pick out, I want to be fair. I'm looking and thinking who seems to have put a lot of effort in, who's really thought this through and yeah, pushed themselves a bit, I think. So I'm actually going to go for, drum roll, I think technically Alistair would have had this, you know, a beautiful photo there. Alistair, I'm afraid you're not going to be my winner this week. It needs more drama in this, doesn't it? It's not you. Who do I think? John very much came in as a runner-up. John, you were my number 2 in this. I really like that. Again, I like that you turned it into black and white as well, and it was a bit different for that. But this week's winner, people, is our very own Mr. Wayne Ashton. Now, Wayne actually, I nearly messaged, I started messaging earlier to say you should enter that dragonfly because I thought the dragonfly that he caught in shot, have a look at it if you haven't seen it. It was one of his other images, was incredible the way he's caught it. Wayne, what some of you won't know is that Wayne came in and was one of my customers in the Beginner's Guide to Photography. I don't know, Wayne, a year, 18 months ago maybe. And Wayne, I don't want to get in trouble with you here, Wayne, but to say that your ability has grown massively wouldn't be an understatement. I absolutely love your photos that are coming through at the minute. The reason that I like this one, Wayne, for everybody else wondering why Wayne won with this one, you know, he's waited, I imagine, you know, he's got that butterfly just how he wants it. It looks absolutely perfect. But more than that, he's not just shot down on the thing. He's actually given some thought to it and he's shot up towards the sky. And he's got, you know, detail in the background there. To me, I look at that and I think, yeah, I reckon he's put a bit of work into that. He hasn't just gone, oh, there's a butterfly, chink, there it is. He's thought it through, he's composed it, he's decided what works best. And I reckon Wayne is a very worthy winner. And actually, it has to be said, oh, you're on here, Wayne. Cool. Lap it up, mate. It has to be said, you know, Wayne is one of the most faithful people on here. And yeah, so well deserved from that side as well. But honestly, you've won that because I think that's probably the most beautiful photo there. So well done, Wayne, for that one. But please, everybody else, well done for taking part and getting involved. I'm sure you'll be extremely happy to see Wayne's picture up on the top of the banner in a few minutes. So what do you others think? Mary, it's fine, you're enjoying the practice. Yeah, I know, Mary, but I want to include you. I want to get you in here. So, yeah, brilliant. Give me some feedback, guys. What do you think? Did any stand out to you as a particular winner? Did you have fun doing that? And you like the watch, Mary? Yeah, absolutely. As I say, it's very tough trying to pick out here. Partly because of the image you like. And I said this last week, actually, that I kind of look and go, which one am I drawn back to? Which photo do I kind of want to go back to and have a look again? And there are a few for that. Actually, Mike, I really enjoyed Mike's one. That was another close contender. But all very good. There could have been lots of options, lots of different winners this time around. So that's behind us. That's last week. What are we doing next week? A theme I nearly did last week, but I changed it at the last minute. And we're going to call it Blur. All right? Now, this isn't an opportunity for you to take a dodgy photo and enter it. I know some of you, when a photo goes wrong, it's gone wrong because it's blurred. But we're talking about a creative blur in this one. And hopefully, what are we on? In about 4 minutes, the post has been scheduled to go up, so it's going to arrive there and you can see more details. But what I'm talking about with blur then is either, we're going to do this with some motion. So it might be, and this is where I think Ashley will particularly like this challenge because he's been putting loads of photos like this up anyway. It might be, in Ashley's case, a motorbike going around a track. And the skill is in grabbing your camera and following it so that the bike looks still, but the background is blurred. And what that does is it gives a much more impressive photo than if we just did it super sharp and stopped it, because you get that sense of movement and speed and it makes it exciting. Tim was putting some photos up in the May challenge that we were doing of his lad on his bike going past. There's another idea. Maybe some of you with young children on a bike or a scooter or something coming past you, and you can have a go at panning and taking a photo. And actually, if you go over to slrcoaching.com, my website, my blog, and if you have a look on there, I definitely did a video probably 18 months ago now on, it might be even more than that. I followed a taxi when we were down in London and I did this panning shot and I explained how to do it. So if that's the kind of thing you're thinking of, do go and check that out. Alternatively, maybe it's like a waterfall. Some of you know I have a real passion for these waterfall shots. So the scene is perfectly still. There's no blur in the landscape, but you've got a waterfall that's totally blurred out because you've done it really slow. What other ideas did I think of? If you want to do something more advanced, maybe you can go and stand up on the top of a bridge and get those light trails. Jake Waterman did some of those a while back, did a really good job of it. So that's quite fun. I've been quite fancying going to a fairground. There's not one in Peterborough at the minute that I know of, and getting the wheels going around. So again, a slow shutter. That's what we're talking about here. And I was just about to say that the technique really involved in this is slowing down the shutter speed. So it might be that you put it on a shutter priority mode. So if you're on a Canon camera, that'll be TV on the mode on the top, or shutter S. And what you're wanting to do is get down to something. So you want that aperture to open up for longer and then close. So it might be that, say, somebody walking and things, a 30th of a second, 1/30 might be slow enough to get that. Most cameras will go down to 2-3 seconds as the longest time you can have that open. So that's where you get that real sense of blur in a waterfall or even clouds, something like that. So have a go with it. And what I said when I did again as a tutorial on the blurred water that I did, and actually there's another one that I did kind of by accident, where at the beach I panned across and got these it looked like kind of a watercolour go across. So do have a look back into the blog at some of those old posts that I've done. Totally lost. I had a senior moment then. So that's what we're needing to do. You're needing to slow this down. If you're not going to get any kind of blur with a fast shutter speed. So the trick here is to get that shutter speed down as low as you can get it. And as I said in that post, you need to, this is trial and error. You're not going to nail it in your first one. I would do exactly the same. I've done it in schools where I've got students walking past getting a blurred effect, and I'll start off at say a 30th and I'll go, no, let's take this down, or 15, and down we go until we get a shutter speed that really gets the right effect. So have a go at that. What you are going to find as another challenge is that you're not going to be able to do this in full sunlight, because in order for you to open up that aperture, in order for you to slow down the shutter speed, you're letting in light through that aperture. And if it lets in too much light, you're just going to get this blown out white photo. And yeah, full light, you're probably not going to be able to get with a slow shutter like that. You're probably not going to be able to get a photo. If you wonder why you've, turned this down to a second and you're taking a photo and all you're getting is white, it's because too much light is getting in. So either try it on a dull day, try it in the evening. If you wanted to, this is where an ND filter comes in, a neutral density filter. It's like putting sunglasses on the front of your camera, and those are designed so that you can slow things down in the day. Again, those posts that I've done talking about blurred water talk about ND filters, and you can get a very cheap set if you want to. If you don't want to go to that trouble, then just have a go in the evening. So what else have I got to say about that? Zoom bursts. Yes, good idea. Just spotting Wayne on him. So what Wayne's meaning is that you can kind of start at one thing, and as you take the photo, you twist it on a tripod to keep it still, but you get this kind of Doctor Who-y effect where it zooms in and out. So yeah, have a go at that. What else have we got? I think I've explained it. So yeah, there we go. And it's now 52 minutes past. So I reckon my scheduled post should be up. Let me just refresh Facebook. A lot more on the ball this time. Last week I was a bit caught out. There it is, blur. The post is up. No one's seen it yet or liked it, which is cool. But jump over there, have a look, and yeah, give me some ideas and thoughts for next week. I haven't got anything in mind just yet. I reckon we need to try something very different. I know there were lots of ideas thrown in. People were suggesting a colour or a street or different things. Yeah, what do you think? Maybe actually, Wayne, would you mind, as my admin, Wayne, would you mind maybe posting a poll up into the group, a poll, and we'll have a go, and you can enter into it. Maybe if Wayne, you wouldn't mind starting us off with 4 or 5 ideas, or you can add your own one underneath, and let's just vote on what ones we think. Maybe that gives us an idea. But this is going really well. I encourage you to post up some suggestions, or if you've got multiple photos and you can't decide, post them all up into the group, and maybe let people vote for you and see what you think's worth putting through. But there we go, guys. Any questions? Anything I'm missing in here before I wrap up? Thank you, Wayne. Do that later. Thank you. You're a good man. Anything else? Anthony, good photographer, nice photos. I don't know who you're referring to. Wayne, I guess. He certainly is. And guys, thank you for this. And I should say as well, if you're watching this in the replay, don't think that it's too late to post comments in this. We all get a notification if we've been watching it that someone has posted in this thread afterwards. So please, watch this through and do still comment in there. It'd be great to hear your feedback. But over we go. Let's tackle blur. I'm thinking I might have a go at getting some of those. I've always fancied doing it anyway. Some of those car headlights at night, standing on a bridge and seeing them. So Jake, if you're watching this and fancying coming out and having a go at that, I'd be up for that. Or yeah, let's have a go. Let's see what we come up with. Any other suggestions and ideas, bring them up here. It might just inspire a few people. But for now, I'm going to check out because I'm going to get my hair cut literally now. Put that a bit fine, didn't I? But yeah, okay, guys, thank you. Really appreciate you showing up, and have a great week.